greater challenges for a black or ethnic minority coach coming up through the system.
Your background shouldn't really affect you, but we all know that in some cases it can.
We say that you can't judge a book by its cover. People's initial perceptions are sort of, are you the coach?
So growing up, my dad said something to me, which was, because I'm black, I'll need to work twice as hard as everybody else to get the same opportunities in life.
Confidence comes from acceptance. If people are always staring at you and whispering about you behind your back and things like that, then your confidence will just go and you'll think, well, why do I bother when I have to put up with all this? I think being in the wheelchair is pretty irrelevant, or at least it should be irrelevant as to someone's ability.
So I think it's important to have a more diverse coaching workforce, because if we look at the world that we live in, the communities we are involved in on a daily basis, they're not just made up of one type of person. So we have different races, different religions, different people from different backgrounds.
Initially people identify me as the South Asian girl, the South Asian female girl with a headscarf, the South Asian girl, female headscarf who's Muslim. I just want to be known as a coach.
Some people respond better to males, some people respond better to females. You need as much diversity around who's presenting and who's trying to get the most out of the athletes. To females who are looking to get into coaching, go for it. There is no better job. It is rewarding, it's never dull, it's exciting. Watching other people achieve their potential and the joy that that brings, definitely just go for it.
So my message out there to women who might feel it's too late to start coaching is that it's never too late to change your lifestyle. I'm 79 now.
And now we're very honoured to introduce our host for the night. She was the first woman in 24 years to represent Great Britain in a 100-metre Olympic final. She's a multiple British champion, and now she's a journalist and broadcaster who has presented all across the world at the Olympics, European, World and Commonwealth Games. In addition to those accomplishments, she is a strong advocate for youth empowerment via sport and physical activity, and is a published children's author too. We had the pleasure of her hosting the UK Coaching Awards event in 2019 and virtually in 2020. And we're delighted to have her here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jeanette Quatchy.
Welcome everyone, and can I just say, what a difference it actually makes to be here in person. I can't believe it was only 2 years ago I was presenting these awards online. I had a dress on, I was in my bedroom, and I had slippers on. So all you could see was my face, but I still had the best time. So to be back in the room with you, honestly, and everybody looks so lovely as well. It just makes my job so easy. Thank you so much. And a huge thank you tonight to our reception sponsor, Black Solicitors, who are celebrating with us here tonight. Now, after 2021 saw the return of a sense of normality, a new normal, I should say, it's been fantastic here in 2022 to see sport and physical activity back and playing such a significant part in making sure that a substantial contribution to people's lives, from playgrounds, parks, playing fields, and those that are destined, of course, for the podium. It's been a truly unforgettable year of sport, I'm sure you can agree. We had a packed calendar of major international games and tournaments. There's been no shortage of memorable coaching highlights, underpinning some of those success stories, and I cannot wait for tonight's celebrations. We've done the rehearsal, I've been through it all, I'm very excited. We're really going to showcase and champion the very best of great coaching that we've got in this country. Just on the summer, I was a very busy bee in the summer, from end to end, from Commonwealth Games, Europeans, World Athletics. I didn't get much sleep, but what I did do was see just how important the coaching journey is, from grassroots right through to podium level. I'll always be an advocate for that. So for those of you that are in the room, for any part that you've played in, any athlete or any young person, for any level of physical activity, I thank you, because for that, I wouldn't be standing here today. Thank you. But I am, of course, delighted to be with you in this beautiful venue. Well done to UK Coaching, done a great job. Look, I've got my dress to match the branding, everything is perfect. It's right here in the heart of Leeds as well, the 25th UK Coaching Awards. It's a special one. So to formally open tonight's proceedings, please welcome to the stage the Chair of UK Coaching. A big round of applause for Athol Duncan, please. I mean, Athol, that was a really, really powerful film that we just saw. And in terms of the commitment that UK Coaching want to bring to making sure that that workforce is diverse, how important is that for UK Coaching?
You saw it in the video. It's a very, very powerful example of the power of the coach. But it highlights one of the biggest things that we need to tackle in UK Coaching, which is we need to have a more diverse workforce because the coaching workforce doesn't represent the country. And, you know, we're having a lot of fun in here tonight, but it's quite tough out there. And we've got a cost of living crisis. We've got a threat to so many of our sporting facilities. And inequality is widening, not narrowing. So that is the big thing that we need to tackle. Of the many things that we do in UK Coaching, that really is where our focus needs to be going forward.
And I know that there are people in this room, some of the coaches, some people that are involved in coaching, that they don't really like to be celebrated. They kind of want to be wallflowers, they want to sit back. But for the future of coaching, how important is it that we do recognise those people?
Well, most coaches, as you'll know, are pretty humble. Not all of them, but most of them are pretty humble people. So I think it's really, really important that we have a night like this where we recognise them and we honour them. And we also champion them because what coaches do to make a healthier, happier nation is unrecognised, I think, by a lot of people. And if we could only clone the commitment and the energy and the wisdom that is in this room and multiply that out across the country, I think we would tackle much better a lot of the problems that we face as a country.
Well, Athol, thank you so much for coming up today, and thank you for putting this on and inviting everybody up. Really, really, really lovely sentiments as well from you tonight. You're going to enjoy yourself. You always look ready to go. You look fantastic.
Well, last time when you were in your bedroom with your slippers on, I was in my bedroom with my trews on.
Oh, okay.
I had a slightly wider camera shot.
Well, tonight we're here together.
And
so
Jeanette, it's great to have you presenting the awards.
Thank you. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Athol Duncan. Thank you. I'm very excited about this bit now because I know how much UK Coaching loves audience participation. For those of you that have been here a few years to this event, you would have maybe done some flash dance with Judy Murray a couple of years ago, but we want to get you involved as much as possible tonight. So to help me out, I'm not doing this by myself, I have someone that you actually might recognise right here in the audience, a born and bred Yorkshire lad. And during his 20 years as a rugby league player, he won 7 grand finals, a Challenge Cup. He's represented England and Great Britain and made more than 400 appearances for his hometown club. And if you haven't guessed it yet, let me introduce you to Leeds Rhino legend, that is Jamie Jones Buchanan, and his beard. Over to you, JJB.
Well, thank you very much, proper Yorkshireman. Born on the 1st of August, Yorkshire Day, and I've got my best shoes on, not my slippers this evening, but wow, thank you for that very kind and warm introduction there. Always puts stands of hairs up on the back of my neck thinking about the opportunity that I had right here in my home town to realise and fulfil some of my potential and ultimately realise a boyhood dream. And the reason why I was able to do that is because of people like you. So let me be the first this evening to say thank you for the little pockets of opportunities that you provide people of all ages and abilities to realise their dreams, to go on a fantastic journey, to make some great friends and to tell some wonderful stories. Now I want to start tonight with 2 young men that I've got to know really well this year who fulfilled their dream just a few weeks ago in winning the Rugby League Wheelchair World Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Right. We've got Captain Tom Halliwell and star player Nathan Collins. Sorry, boys, it's not about you tonight. It's about the coaches. All right. Tom Coyne's not here. He's always fashionably late. Is he here? Where is he? Where is he? He's just walked in. Look, here he is. Tom Coyne, World Cup winning coach. He's got his buttons tucked right up and all. He's not on telly just yet. He'll get his time for a little bit later on. But really quickly, we haven't got much time. Nathan, from a technical, tactical point of view, you're one of the best wheelchair rugby league players in the world. How much influence has Tom Coyne had on that for you this year?
Yeah, he's had a massive influence on my game and all the team's game as well. You know, he's brought in so many tactics that have helped us, you know, in the tournament, but building up to the tournament as well, which has, you know, helped us to be world champions. So yeah.
And Tom, leadership as well. Difference between coaching and leading. You're a leader. You had to lead the team to a World Cup winning final, and you lifted the World Cup. Outstanding. What have you learned from Tom about leadership this year?
Like obviously you have big captains and captains that win World Cups and win major trophies all across the world, and it's sort of like a big thing to have thrown upon you is the captaincy. But what Tom sort of did for me, he sat me down and just said, just be yourself, and you've earned the captaincy, and if you continue to do your role and continue to be yourself, then you'll shine, and that's what happened. And I think if Tom didn't sit me down and said, just be yourself and don't put the pressure on, and it just made my job easier, really. I mean, when you have world-class players around you, and they're looking at me now and just smiling to me. But no, when you have world-class players around you and world-class staff, it makes my job a lot easier, and it doesn't even feel like a job. It's just a part of being a player, and yeah, they're just world-class players.
Well done both of you, Nathan Collins, Tom Halliwell, and there are some superstars in the room this evening. And thankfully, I don't have to pick any of the winners from the star-studded line of nominees. We've got Esther Jones, who's got that job today from UK Sport, former Paralympian. How high has the standard been this year?
Oh gosh, the nominations have been of a real high standard this year, and they are every year. But it's a real privilege actually to spend the time reading through the nominations, particularly this year I think. We've seen instances of where coaches, coach developers and organisations have worked really hard and really innovatively to keep people engaged in coaching, and there's been some great coaching going on, but it's really great to see the hard work that's been done. And I think, you know, we've still seen that people have done an awful lot to combat the negative effects of COVID, and keeping people engaged and also creating inclusive opportunities has come through really strongly this year in the nominations, but it's been a privilege to read those and be involved.
Outstanding. I reckon tonight we're going to be educated, inspired and entertained. Back to you, Jeanette.
Thank you, JJB. A pleasure. I look forward to catching up with you in the audience throughout the night. And don't forget, get involved on social media. Tell us you're having a great time, please. If you can, just use the hashtag UK Coaching Awards in anything that you want to post. That would be fantastic. I'd love to see what you're all getting up to on the tables. All right, I guess it's time that we actually start celebrating some of the great coaching with our first group of awards. Our first award of the evening is the Community Coach of the Year Adults, and that's supported by Sport England. This award is presented to a coach who has helped adults take part more regularly or help people start or stay in sport or physical activity. To make this presentation, please, a very warm welcome to Sport England's Chief Executive, Tim Hollingsworth, OBE.
Lovely to see you.
Tim, always good to catch up with you. I know, it's a bit of a dance up here. Why not? We can keep going if you like. Tim,
Bit Theresa May then, sorry about that.
Tim, with Sport England, listen, I've known about Sport England since I was an athlete, always committed to making sure you're driving the agendas within this country. But when it comes down to inclusivity and making sure there's accessibility for all communities, how committed are Sport England in doing that?
I thought that film summed it up brilliantly, actually, that one of the problems and challenges we all face is that we have a great system, but it's not available to everyone. And the way that we're determinedly now playing our part is to try and get everyone in this room, get everyone that works in the sector to think a bit differently about how they think about the people we're trying to reach and trying to serve. We know that we have some very stubborn inequalities in activity levels. We know we have the same in access to coaching, to leadership, to workforce. It's an unequal system. And so the commitment, the pledge that we've made really with a strategy that we've called Uniting the Movement for a very good reason, because we want everyone together to be driving to this purpose, is the benefit that we can bring to everybody by being more inclusive, recognising what that takes and driving towards that goal.
Well, brilliant. You're doing a great job. Thanks, Tim. You're joining me for these awards here. And to the awards itself, let's meet our first set of finalists.
Community Coach of the Year, Adults, supported by Sport England. Byron Lee Durkin-White, Wheelchair Rugby. Byron's influence on the Pumas has seen a significant positive change in each member's emotional, physical and mental well-being, as well as their knowledge and gameplay. He offers testament to how wheelchair rugby can be a lifesaver for people who face barriers due to the belief that their disabilities mean that they can never play competitive sports again. Heidi Blunden, cycling. Heidi, an Invictus Game legend, works with people that have been injured or fallen ill while serving in the armed forces. She adapts her coaching to meet every individual need, ranging from supporting people with PTSD and significant mental health issues to amputees and those suffering from degenerative diseases. Jordan Bedford, multisport. Jordan enables people living in homeless hostels to take part in sport and physical activity. In recognition of his participants' vulnerability and barriers, Jordan provides clothing, trainers, equipment and refreshments. Those taking part can choose the sport, time of day and most of the elements within the session, ensuring they feel a part of the activity and encouraging them to remain involved.
Tim, if you'd like to reveal the winner.
I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Community Coach of the Year Adults Award is Jordan Bedford.
Jordan, fantastic stuff. Congratulations. What an amazing achievement. To be able to do that also during the time of COVID when it was needed so much more, this must feel so, so special.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here. I can't accept this on my own. The team's over there. Eloise started this project 5 years ago, and Sam has been sport manager for 3 years, and then me and Josh do the same job, so yeah, this is for all of us, not just John's.
What's your table number?
20.
Table 20. More champagne for table 20, please. Fantastic. Jordan, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Jordan Bedford. Absolutely fantastic. Now, our second community focused award is Community Coach of the Year, Children and Young People. This recognises the outstanding contribution of a coach who has helped children and young people meet their sport and physical activity needs and aspirations. The award is supported by the Children's Coaching Collaborative, so please welcome Salisbury Rovers FC very own Keir Doherty and Aaron Joseph to present the trophy on behalf of the Children's Coaching Collaborative. Welcome, Keir and Aaron. Lovely to have you this evening. Let's meet our category finalists.
Community Coach of the Year. Children and Young People, supported by the Children's Coaching Collaborative. Bob Molan, football. With a youth football coaching career spanning over 60 years, Bob has coached thousands of young footballers and served on various club and local youth league committees. An FA qualified welfare officer who supports player, coach and spectator codes of conduct, Bob offers safe and bespoke coaching expertise for free. John Daly, Multisport. As a lead multisports fitness coach, John utilises his knowledge to support children and young people in local areas. Recognising the barriers to getting involved in sport that families face, John has volunteered his time for over 10 years to understand the needs of every child, help them overcome their hurdles and improve their health and well-being. Katie Chapman, Equestrian. Katie, a Riding for the Disabled coach, prepares her sessions to enable continual learning and rider development both in and away from the coaching environment. Riders on Katie's fun programme are encouraged to contribute to session setup and work towards proficiency awards in riding and horse care. Her inclusive ethos has introduced non-riding sessions for those unable to ride.
Kieran Aaron, if you'd like to reveal the winner for us, please.
And the winner is Bob Mowlam.
Bob, you were clearly overwhelmed with that. Totally surprised. Quite an emotional moment for you.
Yes, I'm afraid it is. I had no idea. Thought I was too old.
Never, never, ever, ever. What you've done over the years, absolutely incredible. And I guess you never really go into this thinking that you're going to win awards. Why coaching? Why?
I think the most important thing is the kids that you work with, that their views, their points. Say to yourself, if I was a kid, how would I feel? And that's the way to bring those kids on, for the kids, not for yourself.
Well, that's why you're here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for your winner tonight, Bob. Thank you. Oh, man. Amazing. Not with me with something in my eye. Amazing. Amazing. Well, our next award tonight, we can now move from great coaching of young people to the great coaches of the future. This award is supported by Reading Room, so please welcome their Managing Director, David Lillington, to the stage to make the presentation. Coming along and being with us tonight. We're going to meet our final three in this category, Young Coach of the Year.
Young Coach of the Year, supported by Reading Room. Callum Windsor, Parkour. In multiple ways, Parkour coach Callum goes above and beyond with his sessions at Aspire Parkour Academy. His session planning extends to 3D modelling of floor plans with detailed analysis of the optimum use of equipment, and he cascades his knowledge down to the assistant coaches and volunteers, ensuring that participants enter an environment which feels structured, safe and directed. Callum McCallum, Multisport and Rugby. Callum is a child-first coach. He prioritises enjoyment at his sessions, using fun games as learning opportunities. A popular coach at Big R RFC, Callum's positive attitude and personality help children to learn and express themselves through the power of sport. Lexi Williams, Touch Rugby and Rugby Union. Lexi has become an empowering figure within the world of touch rugby and South West Saxons. She's created a primarily player-led leadership group where the players were encouraged to lead learning modules during training and feedback on which areas they thought needed additional training. Lexi has created an environment that focuses on empowerment and motivation.
David, if you'd like to reveal our winner, please.
I will indeed. It's our pleasure to announce that Lexi Williams is the winner.
Lexi, congratulations. Thank you. It's a night of shocks, isn't it? Everyone's like, what? But it's brilliant. How does this make you feel?
Oh, absolutely amazing, very speechless as well. And I just want to say a massive thank you and congratulations to Callum and Callum. Both of you guys are absolutely amazing. So, yeah, massive congratulations.
Lexi, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, your Young Coach of the Year is Lexi Williams. Up next is the Inclusive Coaching Award, presented to a project, programme or intervention that uses great coaching to get more people from diverse backgrounds active and to stay active. This category is supported by Sport Scotland. So to present, please welcome Partnership Manager of Sport Scotland, Katie Oman. Welcome, Katie. Thanks for joining us this evening. We can meet our finalists.
Inclusive Coaching Award, supported by Sport Scotland. Camp Inspire, Multisport. Camp Inspire runs disability-friendly sessions for individuals with special educational needs. Having helped over 300 children and young people from the most disadvantaged backgrounds in Chesterfield and North East Derbyshire, the Camp Inspire collaborative programmes offer families improved access to care and inclusive opportunities for children and young people with severe disabilities and complex needs. Sense Sport and Physical Activity Programme, Midlands, Multisport. The Midlands Sense Sport and Physical Activity Programme has worked with 6 activity providers and countless support workers to empower individuals with complex needs to enjoy activities like rock climbing, swimming, sailing, ice skating and walking, enabling them to reap significant physical, social and mental health benefits, including renewed confidence in themselves and their skills. Worcester RFC Mixed Ability, Rugby Union. The Worcester RFC Mixed Ability Programme welcomes players of all abilities, offering particular support to individuals with a disability, underrepresented communities and people returning from injury. In the 5 years that the programme has been running, over 100 new members have joined the club, with 30 to 40 people attending training twice a week. At the recent International Mixed Ability Rugby Tournament, they placed as the top-ranked side in England.
Katie, if you'd like to reveal the winner, please.
And the winner is Worcester RFC Mixed Ability.
Unfortunately, a member of Worcester RFC Mixed Ability, they can't be here tonight, but they did record this message for us.
Hello everybody, sorry we can't be with you tonight, but thank you so much for this incredible award. Inclusion really is at the heart of everything good about mixed ability. And as someone very wise once said to me, when we include everyone, we can achieve great things. Have a fabulous night. Thank you so much once again.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but rugby's really busy tonight. Really busy. So many congratulations to Worcester RFC Mixed Ability and all the amazing winners so far. And tonight we're not only showcasing the very best in coaching, but as that award shows, we're highlighting the importance of inclusivity, accessibility and diversity in sport and physical activity. And of course, there is someone who's very well versed on all of that. He's out there in the crowd. JJB, where are you?
I'm right here. Thank you, Jeanette. When I signed for Leeds as a 15-year-old fanboy way back in 1997, there was just one men's team. Now in 2022, we've not only have we got a men's team, we've got a women's team, we've got a wheelchair team, we've got an academy team, we've got a physical disability rugby league team, we've got a learning disability rugby league team, and it's not all about rugby league because we've got a netball team as well.
Okay.
So when I was invited to be head of culture, diversity and inclusion at the Leeds Rhinos, I jumped at the opportunity. Hometown boy of dream come true, very much invested in doing my little bit to provide opportunities for everybody of all ages and abilities, but I've got a lot to learn. So how excited am I then to be able to speak to two real experts in this particular field, certainly within sport. And our first guest here is Laddie Ajayi, Head of Sport Division at AKD Solutions, who aims to disrupt and do things a little bit differently. Laddie, just tell us a little bit about your role and what you do in sport.
So I'm head of sport at AKD Solutions, and yeah, we're the new guys on the block, but we are disruptive. As I've said earlier on in a conference this afternoon, disruption, definitely. So we don't know the rules, we don't know how to do things the proper way, we do things our way.
Your way, very bespoke, I love it. Just tell us how important representation is within sport.
Representation is really important in sport because it's a very, very old cliche about, you have to be able to see it, to believe it, and to be part of it. But it's a bit more than that. I think that representation really just brings out the best in everybody. If an organization, if a sport is diverse, then you get the best out of everything. You learn new things. You can embrace new things. You pick out new talent. You learn new techniques. You learn everything that is different and that is more inclusive. And that's what sport should be about. It's about inclusive to make everything and everybody better.
Amen to that. And we've got Chloe Studley as well from the Activity Alliance. Just tell us a little bit about your inclusivity programme.
Yeah, of course. Activity Alliance's Inclusive Activity Programme is all around engaging deliverers to support them to have the confidence and skills to include disabled people and people with long-term health conditions in sport and physical activity. As an organisation, we strive for fairness in sport and activity, and what we know is that unfortunately disabled people are having less positive and less inclusive experiences of physical activity since the pandemic, and also only a quarter of coaches feel confident including disabled people in their activities. So that's why over the last year we've worked with UK Coaching to redesign our learning offer. We've got a range of low-cost training options, ongoing support to coaches and deliverers, so that we can try and contribute towards a more confident and inclusive workforce.
Well done. It's an honour to meet you both, and I'd very much like to catch up at a later time as well. Now, I'm biased. I am biased, but I would argue that wheelchair rugby league is the most inclusive sport in the world, and they're ruthless, and all these guys are brutal. If you've watched them play any World Cup games, they don't hold back, do they, Tom? Do you want to just jump up there? Tom Coyd, the England Wheelchair Rugby League head coach, ladies and gentlemen. These guys put everything on the line, didn't they, for this World Cup? It meant so much. Has it sunk in yet?
No, not one bit. But I didn't really have a choice to come down from Cloud9 because I had to turn up on Monday morning at work and just had to get right back to the grindstone. So I had no choice in the end.
And it's unbelievable. The crowd, the people, the response to Wheelchair Rugby League has been magnificent, hasn't it? So when you prepare for another World Cup in 2025, what do you think this year's World Cup will have on the effect of participation and coverage as well, people watching the game?
Well, I think the Wheelchair Rugby League World Cup showed that it's not just running game and able-bodied sport that can be entertaining. And what it definitely did do was show how much ability there is out there in every walk of life. And I'm so confident. I know I turned up late, and sorry about that, but just from the people that I've seen since I got here and the great work that's being done, we're doing so much for disabled people in sport, right from participation to the top end of the spectrum where we played. So the future's so bright for us.
There's a few World Cup winners down here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a picture with them and the World Cup over in that corner a little bit later on, just give them a little bit of a shout. Well done. These coaches are so inspiring. Back over to you, Jeanette, to give out some more awards.
Thank you very much, JJB. Wow. Beautiful trophy. Absolutely stunning trophy. Well, as we continue, we have 2 brand new awards up next that represent new ways of reaching audience participation. Firstly, the Coaching Podcast of the Year podcast. We got very used to them during the lockdown, didn't we? It recognises a coach-led podcast that delivers, inspires and informs great coaching. To present the award is UK Coaching Board member and grassroots football coach Nathan Koski. Good evening, Nathan. Before Nathan announces our winner, let's find out some more about our finalists.
Coaching Podcast of the Year. Locked In Shed, Richard Barber, Snow Sports. The Locked In Shed Snow Sports podcast by Richard boasts 2,400 regular listeners. And with guests like renowned skiing coaching expert John Shedden, an episode spanning the art, science and history of snow sports, it's easy to see why they've amassed such a loyal following. Parkour Coach Companion, Sam Kopak, Parkour. Born in the pandemic lockdown of 2020, the Parkour Coach Companion podcast brings together the international voices of parkour. It's the most prominent parkour coaching podcast in the UK, featuring insight into the origins and growth of the sport, potential growth opportunities, and interviews with world-famous parkour practitioners Callum Powell and Flynn Disney. Walking on Air, Mary Tweed, Nordic Walking. Walking on Air raises awareness of Nordic walking to its 1,000 plus listeners every month. With over 12,500 downloads, the podcast promotes the benefits of a sport originally developed for elite athletes to maintain fitness as an effective way for people to enjoy gentle, joyful exercise in an inclusive environment.
Nathan, please give us our winner.
And the winner is Walking on Air, Mary Tweed.
When you were walking up towards me, it actually looked like you was walking on air. You were so graceful. It was lovely and fantastic. But the reality is, what an amazing podcast, informative, entertaining, but also a real good companion for people who maybe took up walking and have kept it going since the pandemic.
Well, absolutely. And Nordic walking turns normal walking into a workout. And the idea was to educate people, to create more of a community feel amongst Nordic walkers, which it's quite a niche sport. But the response has been amazing, and we really have created a community. And I have to thank all the guests, all the people who listen on a weekly basis, and they are what has made the podcast take on a life of its own, actually.
Well, you're doing clearly a great job. Award-winning podcast, you can now say. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's your winner, Mary. Second new award. This is to be presented, it's the Online Coach of the Year. Now, this award recognises a coach who delivers #GreatCoachingOnline via social media, apps, or other online methods. It's all very new, it's very different. We had to adapt. And presenting the first ever Online Coach of the Year award is UK Coaching board member and endurance coach. It's Deborah Vickers, please. Thank you very much, Deborah. Well, let's meet our online coach nominees.
Online Coach of the Year. Beth Davidson, fencing. When indoor exercise stopped due to the coronavirus pandemic, North East fencing coach Beth stepped up and logged on, creating an online community called Fencing at Home. She provides a variety of quality resources for the international fencing community, from free online coaching sessions to interactive video discussions with sports psychologists and physiotherapists. Jeanette Cardy, multisport. Jeanette has built a 200-strong online community advocating for the power of regular exercise and benefiting those experiencing menopause. Her followers regularly share glowing praise for Jeanette, describing how she has helped them get their confidence back and transformed their relationship with exercise.
Great stuff. A round of applause for our nominees, I think, for sure. Really adapting during the time. And if you'd like to reveal the winner, please, Deborah.
The winner is Beth Davidson.
Well done. Right, first of all, you have to tell us who's on the phone.
My parents. They couldn't be here today, and they've been very much part of this journey. As coaches, we feel we couldn't express ourselves during the lockdown, and without the help of my partner Chris and my parents and all the fencing community, locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally, it's been a long journey. So this is quite amazing.
This is brilliant. Well done. Are you proud, Mum and Dad? Are you proud? I think let's just turn it around. Let's have a look. Are you proud? Are you proud? Yeah, they're very proud. Thank you very much. Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, and congratulations again. I love that. Well, our last award before we take a break and let everyone get something to eat is the Lifetime Achievement Award for a coach who's made significant impact in their community. To present our Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome to the stage the Performance and Development Director at Loughborough University and Chair of UK Coaching Awards Judging Panel, Richard Wheater. Welcome, Richard. You're my fellow African Violet. Lovely to meet you, Loughborough alumni. So let's meet this year's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
Lifetime Achievement Award. Jim Hunter. Jim is a champion for inclusion and a leading advocate for the rights of disabled people to enjoy and succeed in athletics at every level. For over 40 years, Jim's dedicated volunteering has created opportunities for thousands of young people to take part in athletics. Everything Jim does in Scottish athletics, Scottish disability sport and beyond has positively impacted the lives of many young people across Scotland. Jim's name is not only synonymous with the Perth Strathtyre Harriers, having been club president for the last 10 years, but also the local community, delivering inclusive and enjoyable athletics in local schools and for several disability charities. Jim has not only dedicated his life to local communities, he's also a UK Special Olympics team coach and a founding trustee of the Physical Sports Charity. And he works closely with Perth Autism Support, the Blind Society, SHIP, Support, Help and Integration in Perthshire, and Perth and Kinross Disability Support. Jim is the epitome of a local legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, please be upstanding for Jim Hunter. Jim, this must feel quite surreal, very different for you, but something that is very well deserved. All the hard work and everything you've been through over the decades, this must feel very special.
It is, and I'm quite overwhelmed to be in such a company of wonderful coaches and volunteers. It's for something that I love doing, as I'm sure all you do. Thank you.
And I'm sure there are so many, highlights and real standout moments for you. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I am going to put you on the spot to tell me some of those moments that have really, really stood out over the years.
I don't know. To do something that I love doing is wonderful. To put the athlete at the centre of everything, and it's about coaching the ability. We can't always be podium athletes, and we can't always coach them, but watching them on their journey is a wonderful thing. I'm blessed to do that.
Amazing, amazing. So before Jim leaves the stage, it's a short video that we'd like to show you, just to tell you a little bit more about Jim's career.
I was a club athlete. I loved taking part in sport, and like so many volunteers, an experienced coach one day asked me to come along and help out, and it's been like that ever since. I've been coming along and helping out with various groups. It's about structure. That might just be, coming on a regular basis to a training session and the social environment of it, and I think that applies to us all. I think inclusion, as far as athletics is concerned, is a great fit. It's about coaching the athlete, not the disability. Easy to say, and we've got a great support team around us, but it works here in Perth. We've had some great success in Perth, both in participation numbers and in performance.
I think he just inspires everything. He makes sessions fun for everyone. The athletes are coming back because of his encouragement to the club.
Every now and again, that little glimmer of a smile in one of the little ones, or not so little ones' faces, and that's what seems to tick my box. It's about encouraging the next generation to keep coming through, and every now and again then coming back and say, I remember my time at the club, I remember you as a coach.
Thank you to Sport Scotland, and of course, thank you, your Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Jim Hunter, everybody. an exciting and very busy first half that we've had here this evening. It's time now to have a bit of a break, a bit of food. So enjoy the rest of your meal. I'll be back shortly for the next group of awards. Enjoy.
Welcome back to the UK Coaching Awards 2022. Before we hear about our next finalists, we'd like to remind you why we're all here tonight and why we value your passion and the valuable roles you play in positively impacting lives and communities.
Great coaches are like great gardeners. They prepare the soil, they plant, but they put a lot of sunshine, a lot of reward, a lot of support, a lot of encouragement. Those are the qualities I think that really help people grow.
My coach, for example, certainly helped me develop as a person. I really called him my second dad, because they're not only your mentors, they're your oracle.
We're very lucky to have Scott. He's not just my coach, we're family as well. And I think he has that care for me. It's not just me, you know, there's a whole squad of us here.
It's a journey, it's people. And every single one of the athletes that I've worked with are still a massive part of my life.
Anyone who's a coach needs to realise that you are there to obviously improve that person functionally, physically, but you're also there to help them as a human being.
What good coaches do is they enable athletes and players to achieve more than they believed possible.
So in very simplest of terms, a great coach will transform your life and also transform you as a person.
Now please welcome back to the stage your host, Jeanette Quachi.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Welcome back to the UK Coaching Awards 2022. I promise you I didn't have anything to drink. I hope you're all excited for the second half and looking forward to seeing all the fantastic finalists we're yet to meet. And what an inspiring video that was. Some fantastic faces in there, someone that we recognise for sure. And it truly shows the power of great coaching, its positive impact on lives and on communities. But enough from me at the start. I'm going to throw you over to JJB. Where are you, JJ? Oh, there you are.
I'm here in the corner.
What's going on over there,
I've been filling my boots, so you probably tell by the sound of my voice I've been poorly for about 7 days. So I haven't trained very much, and I'm a little bit worried because I've had 2 steaks tonight. This lovely young lady gave me a steak. I think you didn't want it anyway. I've had a pudding as well. These 32s are starting to nip a little bit, so I'll have to get myself right as quick as I can. But that's pretty incidental, because what's been important about tonight, I think, with some of the conversations that I've had, is how inspiring it's been. And whilst not every nominee's been a winner, I think every nominee is a winner, because we're seeing how and why people are changing lives through sport. It's been wonderful. And something else that stood out as well is the opportunity in diversity, and the way that we're representing diversity sports and giving the opportunity to showcase those sports as well, which I think is really inspiring. The participation's growing through the roof. And just looking at the definition of this next award, where it focuses on delivering results on the biggest of stages where there's increased scrutiny, pressure and expectation, so that we can help and support our athletes both mentally and physically during those moments in critical sporting success. Now, interestingly, I think it's really poignant and apt that our penultimate interview is with a CEO of UK Sport in Sally Munday, who oversees UK Sport, which had a profound influence on me in 2022, because in April, incidentally, by accident, right, through complete circumstance, I found myself as interim head coach of the Leeds Rhinos, which was simultaneously the most exhilarating and scariest moment of my life. All right, the weight of expectation, the pressure on the shoulders, playing for the club for 22 years, finding ourselves in a relegation battle and thrown in a scenario where, to be honest with you, pretty much out of my comfort zone, but had enough in me to bring the team together. Now, at the time I was studying an apprenticeship, a UK sport coaching apprenticeship level 4 that was facilitated and run by a guy called Jay Roper, who's over in the corner there. And Jay Roper became my little Mr. Geppetto. He was on my shoulder and he gave me all the tools, all the advice, all the support that I needed to get me through this moment, these moments. And if he hadn't been there, I'd probably just melted like the witch out of Wizard of Oz. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. He was fantastic. But I just wanted to have a quick word with Sally about the importance of supporting not just our coaches but our athletes as well. In a world where there's social media and immense pressure and expectation, when things don't go quite right, coaches have got to have the tools to be able to support them emotionally, psychologically as well, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have to remember that athletes, first of all, are human beings. And like all of us, they have the needs that human beings have. And the best coaches that I've seen are the ones that see the human being first and the athlete as something that is an addition to that human being. And I think a lot of the work that we're trying to do at UK Sport with the support that we're giving to elite coaches is to help equip them with the skills to be able to give everything that they can give to an athlete who is also a human being. And ultimately our job, whether myself as CEO or Jay as a coach developer or a performance director or a coach or practitioners that work, physiotherapists, all of us, our job is to wrap the best possible support around these incredibly talented human beings to enable them to fulfill their dreams and ambitions. And to do that, coaches have got to be highly, highly skilled. But if they put the human being first, then actually I think you're much more likely to get greater results for the athlete.
What about the coaches? Because coaching can be quite a lonely place. It's not just teaching people the technical and tactical stuff, it's being a psychologist, a therapist as well. And all the pressure of looking after 30 young men or women can often put a lot of pressure on the coaches themselves. How important is it that we look after them, check in with them and look after their mental health and well-being?
Yeah, from our perspective at UK Sport, we are really focused on the fact that what we're trying to do is to create environments that are amazing for the athletes, but also amazing for all of the staff, for the experience that they have. Interestingly, I was having a conversation tonight with a colleague about what it's like to be a CEO, and that quite often people say to you, oh, is it really lonely to be a CEO? And you've just said, is it lonely to be a coach? And in my view, it's only lonely if you allow yourself to be lonely. There are so many people in our community that are willing to help, that are willing to advise. And if you have the confidence to be able to ask for help, pick up the phone to somebody, make a connection with somebody, surround yourself with people who are willing to give you help and advice. It doesn't have to be lonely ever as a CEO. And if you're same as a coach, if you choose to be lonely, it can be lonely. But just look at this community here in this room tonight, the energy that's in here tonight. You don't have to be lonely as a coach. There's plenty of people out there that want to support you.
Amen to that. Surround yourself with good people. Well, thank you very much, Sally. I'm in a great debt of gratitude to both yourself and Jay there. And the final word to Hitesh Patel, talking about coach development. It's obviously really important to keep developing them. And you are the Sport for Development Coalition's Executive Director in a world where we're going into, we're in a global financial crisis. We're going into a time when there's going to be massive interest rates, a long-time recession. We've just come out of a global pandemic off the back of a Brexit. It's a disaster. The winter's coming. The winter's here. So how important is it that we keep investing in our coaches, supporting them and making sure that they're developed enough to keep doing great works?
Well, firstly, what a great evening, and it's great to be in such exalted company. My first UK Coaching Awards, so I'm grateful to have been invited by Mark. For those that don't know the Sport for Development Coalition, we're an organisation that exists to promote the wider societal benefits of sports participation. And I don't think I need to articulate the kind of difficult times we're all living in at all. At the start of the evening, kind of articulated that quite well. But clearly we have had a COVID pandemic. We're living in, during a cost of living crisis, and we know that it's the disadvantaged and deprived communities that are most impacted. But we also know that my organisation, a lot of the organisations that are members of the coalition, They operate in those communities, and within the heart of those communities, it's the coaches that make such a big impact. So, you know, I really take my hat off to UK Coaching for the support that they provide to coaches operating across the UK. And, you know, both UK Coaching and the Coalition are system partners of Sport England. You heard Tim Hollingsworth talking earlier on about the Uniting the Movement strategy. I'm looking forward over the next year to working with Mark and UK Coaching to see what more we can do together to kind of promote those wider societal benefits.
United, doing it together, you get a real sense of that, don't you? I've got a mate who recently run 7 ultramarathons for his mate because he wanted to do it for his pal. He said, I'm doing it for my mate, and whilst we're going through really difficult times, you get a sense that that builds resilience within sport, and the competitive nature comes out of us, and we do it together. There's no that we can't overcome when we do it in collaboration. So bring us home, Jeanette. It's been an outstanding evening. Been a real pleasure to speak to you all. Look forward to the next award.
Thank you very much, JJB. Amazing. Really just understanding why we're all here today and the importance. It's great to bring it back, but I think it's time we get back to these awards. And to present our next award, I'd like to welcome to the stage our sponsor for Spond, Trini Fullness. You look great, Trini. We all know how popular our next award is, and honestly, we put this opportunity in your hands to choose the winner of the great sporting moment. And this list could have gone on and on and on, considering the summer that we had. And we'd like to recognise the England T20 Cricket World Cup win, and of course, England win the Wheelchair Rugby League World Cup, which due to timings just missed the cut-off point when the voting opened. But let's remind ourselves of the moments that encapsulated the heart and the feelings of the nation in 2022.
Great coaching moment of the year, supported by Spond. Serena Wiedmann. England end 56 years of her with victory at the 2022 European Women's Football Championship. David Murdoch, MBE. Team Muirhead win gold for women's curlers at Beijing. David Ralph. England women's hockey team strike Commonwealth gold for the first time. Liz McColgan-Nuttall, MBE. Eilish McColgan's 10,000 metres win completes remarkable Commonwealth Games family treble.
But here's the winner. Of course! And the winner is, of course, a huge congratulations to the head coach of the Lionesses, and what a summer they gave us. Absolutely phenomenal, Serena Wiedmann. Unfortunately, Serena, she can't be here tonight, but she did record this message for us. Take a look at this.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there with you tonight, and I hope you're having a good time and celebrating the fantastic sporting achievements we've seen over the past 12 months. I feel very honored to have been nominated for this award, amongst other fantastic coaches, and I'm very grateful for everyone who voted for me. I can't say it enough, but all the credits to our group of players and staff. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy your evening.
And what a fantastic summer that was. I think so many of us will remember the moment where we were when the Lionesses got that fantastic win at the Euros, and it was just brilliant to watch. I was so proud to be in that place and to see that. Our next award now is the Coach Developer of the Year, to be presented by, to be presented by UK Coaching's very own head of coaching, is Nick Levette. it's like a popular award. This award is for an individual who has made a significant contribution to the learning and development of coaches and individual coaching. The recipient will have consistently delivered high-quality learning and development programs. So let's find out who our finalists are.
Coach Developer of the Year. Brogan Jones, Multisport. Brogan encourages group members to offer each other supportive feedback, creating well-connected, nurturing networks that benefit every coach. Her tireless work and lifelong love of learning help empower the coaches that she works with to take ownership of their learning journeys, to always be responsive to the needs of the people that they coach. Jesse Engelbrecht, Squash. Jesse's created a program that recognises the strengths and needs of each coach that he works with at the Jesse Engelbrecht Squash Academy. He collects good practices from other industries and regularly runs workshops for his coaching team, creating an open and thriving learning culture. Simon Kirkland, Multisport. Simon always starts by creating a safe environment for coaches, by identifying their needs, motivations, expectations, and understanding their fears. This sets up a culture that can help them create excellent experiences for those they coach. As founder of Sport Structures, developing people has always been a key principle for Simon. In his tutoring, assessment, and mentoring processes, he takes the time to ensure coaches see the connection and relevance with course content and activities.
Okay, Nick, let's know who the winner is.
And delighted to say that the winner of the Coach Developer of the Year award is... it's Brogan Jones.
Brogan, congratulations. Now, I knew when I announced the award, there was noise coming from this direction, that they're still going. This is, for you, clearly a very special award, and people have come along with you today to support you. Just what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it means everything. Obviously, the loud table at the back, we've got Coach Core, lifetime training, so two kind of amazing organisations and charities that I've worked with and supported me on my journey, which hasn't been that long, but obviously it's great to make an impact as well to the apprentices that I work with.
Well, it's brilliant. You're now an award winner. Congratulations. Enjoy that award, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brogan Jones. So up next is the Change a Life Award. Now, this award recognises a coach who has empowered and inspired an individual from a diverse community through great coaching. This category is supported by Sport England. So, to present, please welcome Chair of Sport England, absolute legend, it's Chris Boardman. Good evening to you, Chris. Shall we find out who the finalists are?
Change a Life Award, supported by Sport England. Adam Romaine, Parkour. Adam's person-centred approach has helped his participant Matthew to overcome significant barriers to getting involved in parkour. After previously trying many other sports, Matthew, who has Down syndrome, thrives in the safe, fun and inclusive coaching environment that Adam has established. Adam has worked in various special needs schools to make parkour more accessible and inclusive. Stephanie Buchanan, Equestrian. Following the sudden loss of her nephew through suicide, Stephanie started the delivery of the BHS Changing Lives Through Horses programme at her centre. Her attentive teaching style actively encourages feedback, builds trust, develops confidence and nurtures a love of learning in all her participants. Keen to help others struggling with their mental health, Stephanie is also a trustee of #WillDoes, which supports young people. Tony Kerr, paddle sports. With the golden thread of equality, diversity and inclusion running through his work, Tony's helpful nature and desire to learn have successfully encouraged and empowered people with complex needs to take part in paddle sports. Such is Tony's impact that once nervous and deflated participants have rekindled their confidence and drive, with some even wishing to emulate Tony and get into coaching.
Chris, would you reveal the winner, please?
I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Change a Life Award is Tony Kerr.
Tony, congratulations. You look visibly shocked. Your table's not shocked, though. They know that the work you're doing is absolutely fantastic, but you never get into this for awards, do you? So how does this feel for you?
Well, I'm quite a new kid on the block. Never been to one of these awards before. Absolutely blown away. Really inspired tonight. I need to mention the people who nominated me. The people I work with, a lot of them that just struggle to get out of bed, get out the door. And all I do is just create a time and space for them to come and give things a go. You've seen, there's a little bit of climbing. I'd like to thank UK Coaching, Sports England, and British Canoeing, which was my starting point for coaching. We're just creating a space where they can come and try stuff, and then over time, end up where they want to be with the sport. It's the biggest achievement is actually just getting there in the first place. Once I get to meet them and allow them to give things a go, then it's them that does all the hard work. I'm completely blown away. Thank you.
Well deserved. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony, your winner. Thank you. Congratulations there to Tony. So our next award recognises the achievements of a coach working with emerging and young athletes. So please, welcome to the stage to present this one, Talent Development Coach of the Year, former Welsh Rugby Union player and coach and all-around legend, it's Kevin Bowring. Very good evening to you, Kevin. We can now meet our finalists for the Talent Development Coach of the Year.
Talent Development Coach of the Year. Peter Malafin, Orienteering. Peter has been dubbed the heart and soul of orienteering. He's a junior orienteering squad coach for Bristol Orienteering Club and helps each of his squad members navigate to success, focusing on individual development and mental well-being. Stephanie Gill, Archery. Head junior coach for Deer Park Archers, Stephanie nurtures young talent by coaching all abilities, creating a fantastic culture for athletes, developing her participants' confidence. Her archers have won medals at both the British Championships and the World Archery European Youth Championships. Vlada Priestman, Archery. Vlada cultivates a holistic approach to coaching which keeps her athletes right on target. Her coaching prowess has supported Team GB representation and ushered in a significant medal haul at the European Youth Cup and European Youth Championships.
Kevin, if you'd like to reveal the winner, please.
Yes, the Talent Development Coach of the Year is Peter Malafin.
Peter couldn't join us tonight. However, he did record this message for us.
Thank you very much for this award. It only has my name on it because the young people that I coach and their parents wanted what we've achieved together over the past couple of years to be recognised and appreciated more widely. It takes a lot of people to create every orienteering race or training day. So this award is for the many volunteers involved in orienteering in the Southwest. Without you, this wouldn't have happened. Thank you all very much.
Huge congratulations there to Peter, and a wonderful message as well. Now, it's time to celebrate the achievements of a coach working at the highest levels of performance in sport. It is the High Performance Coach of the Year Award. Now, to present this, supported by UK Sport, please welcome UK Sport's coaching lead, it's Jay Roper. Good evening, Jay. Before we meet our winner, let's see who made the final three.
High Performance Coach of the Year, supported by UK Sport. Alexandra Rochas, diving. At a hugely successful Commonwealth Games, Alexandra extended his divers 2022 medal haul to 38, including 16 golds. He enriches his athletes' lives by embedding personal values that help them dive and thrive, both in the competition environment and away from the pool. Simon Watts, cycling. British cycling coach Simon led the mountain bike MTB team from 32nd to 1st in the world. His coaching prowess has seen his cyclists crowned cross-country European champions and cyclocross world champions in 2022. Simon has inspired many riders to achieve their goals and taste success, including coaching Tom Pidcock to Olympic gold, under-23 and EMTB World Glory. Tracy Whittaker-Smith, MBE, gymnastics. In consecutive years, head national coach of trampoline for British gymnastics, Tracy has coached double Olympic medalist Bryony Page to world and European glory. Over her 40-year career in trampoline gymnastics, Tracy has coached at 5 Olympic Games and led numerous teams at major championships.
I think you can agree, what a strong shortlist. Jay, you can reveal the winner.
It's our pleasure to announce that Simon Watts is the winner of the High Performance Coach Award.
Simon, congratulations. What a busy year it's been for you, but not a lot of people get to know what goes on behind the scenes. We're in a very well-informed room, of course, but what's been a highlight for you so far in your coaching journey?
You've thrown me there now.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think this year has felt like a culmination of sort of 17 years with the GB cycling team, and it's something that after the Olympic gold and not really in some ways knowing personally where we wanted to go, the fact that we had such an upsurge from young pathway riders and the whole group and tonight is really reflected, coaching and a celebration of coaching, and it's a reflection to me. It's all just about people, and this job, this opportunity has just been a pleasure to work with just some amazing people, and that's what this year's been all about.
Well, an award that's so well deserved, British cycling, some of the cyclists that you've worked with, clearly absolute superstars, and you're the man behind it. So massive congratulations to Simon, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Well, we're speeding through. We're nearly at the end of our celebration of great coaching. 2 more awards still to go. But before we present our second Lifetime Achievement Award and the 2022 Coaching Chain winners, it's time to now celebrate the difference coaches have made this year to the very best sport performers in the world at the Beijing 2022 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Since the start of the UK Coaching Awards, UK Coaching has been presenting the Musabini medals to lead coaches of our gold medal winning Olympic and Paralympic athletes. The medals really recognise not only the contribution of those lead coaches, but the support and the hard work of the huge teams of people working to support our sporting stars. You know that it is just huge behind the scenes. So, ladies and gentlemen, our 2022 Musabini medalists.
Musabini Medal. As you may remember from Chariots of Fire, Scipio Africanus Musabini, known as Sam, is recognised as a pioneer of modern sports coaching. Between the 1908 and 1928 Games, Sam coached athletes to 11 Olympic medals, including 5 golds. At this year's UK Coaching Awards, we will honour the lead coaches of our gold medalists at the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympic Games by presenting the Musabini medals. Our tradition of awarding Musabini medals dates back to the start of the UK Coaching Awards, and we're delighted to continue it this year. In doing so, we'll acknowledge that many of those honoured head a team of other coaches, physios, nutritionists and support staff, who all play significant roles and contributed to the fantastic achievements we've seen this year. Tonight, our 2022 Musabini medalists are David Murdoch, MBE, curling.
Scott McBain, para-alpine skiing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep that round of applause going. Your 2022 Musabini medalists, David Murdoch, MBE, and Scott McBain. I've been waiting to speak to you this evening, and I'll tell you why, okay? So I was part of the presentation team for the Winter Olympics, and when Team Muirhead were in the final of that curling final, it was the most stressful morning of my life. Because we knew what was at stake for you guys. We wanted to go big. But if that's how I was feeling, how were you feeling on that morning?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible to be part of it. The girls were so resilient. You know, we struggled to actually qualify for the Olympic Games. They had to go through the qualification process. And for the girls to continue that journey, to really deliver when it mattered, came to the end of the week, really trying to put on some of their best performances, and ultimately they did. There was an incredible moment in the semi-final, actually, where they lost 4 points in the beginning of the game. Statistically, they were actually 0% chance of winning, and they still managed to win the game. So it was incredible, just showing what strength they had and deliver those types of performances.
I'm glad that was nice and calm for him. Because at one point, my producer, we had people in a pub in Stranraer in Scotland singing down the camera, willing the girls to win, and they did. They got the gold. You were behind it. Congratulations again, ladies and gentlemen, David Murdoch. So, Scott McBain, you couldn't join join us tonight, but I'm sure we'll be able to get his medal to him. Congratulations to him as well. Now, our penultimate award is our second Lifetime Achievement Award of the night, and it's presented to an exceptional candidate in recognition of their achievements through a lifetime of great coaching at the highest level. To present our Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome back Athol Duncan. And if you'll indulge me, I am very, very excited to meet this year's recipient.
Lifetime Achievement Award. Aston Moore. He is like a father to me. It's how Aston was described by two-time World, European and Commonwealth triple jump champion Asher Johansson MBE. Aston, UK Athletics' longest-serving employed coach, has been the consummate figure behind many great athletes since being appointed UK Athletics National Event Coach for horizontal jumps 20 years ago. He is a calming people person and a skilled technician, and has an unrivaled knowledge of the theory and methodology of coaching. A former Olympian himself, Aston is the most successful black athletics coach in the country, having supported and nurtured multiple world champions and Olympic and Paralympic medalists. More recently, Aston has shown his versatility by coaching in the Paralympic arena, where he has enjoyed notable success with champion long jumpers and sprinters Steph Reed MBE and Olivia Breen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for Aston Moore. So I saw Aston in the lobby as I was walking in, and I said, oh, I'm going to make you blush this evening, because I've known Aston, of course, for many, many, many years. Been on many teams with Aston. And I think for anybody who watches athletics and can see long jumpers or triple jump athletes, when they haven't necessarily got the jump quite right and they trundle over to the side and they talk to the coach and they get that good advice, this man here on my left, he gives the best advice, which is why he's such a special, special coach. And I know I'm embarrassing you right now, and you don't really like this kind of stuff, but what you've been able to do, Aston, and to receive this award tonight, can you sum up into words how it makes you feel?
Like other coaches who've been up here, I am totally blown away. This is a lovely trophy. You want to see it? I mean, yeah, this is going to go pride of place on some mantle somewhere, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be here. And of course, right, it's not something that I expect.
And the thing is, Aston, just watching the video just there about you've worked with a range of athletes, right through from Olympic, World, European champions, Paralympic champions. This summer was a fantastic summer for you. Olivia Breen, I'm not sure if you saw that at the Commonwealth Games. She was phenomenal. And how does that make you feel to know that you've just gone through the generations of athletes?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. And if someone was to ask me what was my greatest moment this year, you're right, it's Olivia. I work with some very good athletes, and they've won medals this year. But watching Olivia do what she did, when she didn't really believe she could do that to start with, I was on the floor in bits in the stadium watching that particular final, and it was great.
And listening to you saying you're in bits, you're the coolest guy on the team. Like, you can clearly tell, it's very cool. But for you, when you think about your coaching journey and moments like this and winning an award, did it ever occur to you that this is the pinnacle or somewhere you could get to?
Not at all. I think we all started this journey just wanting to help people. My journey began literally failing at an Olympic final. Yeah, and I decided at that point that whatever I felt at that point wouldn't happen to someone else. And literally from that point, I started to think about other athletes and their journey and how I could help them to do that. And it just spiraled into this thing that became coaching, and they kept on coming, I kept on coaching, and they kept on coming. And although this lifetime achievement sounds like it's the end of the thing, it's not. This lifetime, no, I've got a long time to go. Yeah.
And we don't want you to go anywhere. Aston, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Aston Moore. Thank you, Aston, thank you. Sorry, just before you go, sorry, I'm going to embarrass him even more. Take a look at this.
I remember the time I drove up to Birmingham from London to meet up with Aston to talk about the possibility of him coaching me and how it was all going to work as I still lived in London. I met Aston at Alexander Stadium where he was competing in the triple jump. He decided to help out Birchfield Harriers, as I think they didn't have any triple jumpers, to fill in the gap. So he volunteered. At that point, I knew that, Aston was the right person for me. I'd made the right decision for Aston to coach me. But Aston wasn't just a coach to me. He knew what motivated me. He knew how to get the best out of me. But he was also like a father figure during my years as an athlete.
So the best way that I can describe Aston as a coach is he is so good at relationships and also brilliant technically. I mean, when I first started working with him, I expected that I was going to come and he was going to make me technically a better long jumper. But what I didn't necessarily expect was that a huge part of how Aston does that is by helping you to become the best version of yourself. Because Aston knows that when the pressure is on, when you're on that world stage, you revert to the truest version of who you are. And he was so committed to making sure, and me and all the athletes, that we knew who that person was, and that person was confident and knew they had the tools to deal with whatever life, with whatever that competition was going to throw at them. At the end of one of the sessions, I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, Stephanie, you should never cling to a belief so strongly that you are unwilling to reconsider it in light of new evidence. And I mean, that's what working with Aston is like. It was just these, truth bombs almost, that would drip feed into different training sessions. I had the best time. And I look back on my career and I look back on our time together, Aston, and it is just filled with so much joy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Aston Moore. Wow, 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 what an inspiring night. And thank you to Athol for presenting that amazing award too. And what an evening we've had. It's not over yet, not quite yet. It's time for the final award of the night, the Coaching Chain, one of my favorites. Now, this award recognizes the great contributions made by a number of coaches who have all played a huge part in an elite athlete's journey to success. Recent winners have included the coaches behind England and Manchester United superstar Marcus Rashford, multiple Paralympic gold medalist Kadina Cox, and Cricket World Cup winner and now England captain Ben Stokes. Now it's time to add another special coaching chain to that list. But to tell us a bit more, please welcome UK Coaching CEO Mark Gannon. We've had an incredible night. Every time I do this, Mark, I'm like, wow, blown away and totally inspired. But the Coaching Chain, this is a really important award, isn't it? That just really recognises all the coaches through this journey.
It is, Jeanette, and it's definitely the pinnacle of the evening's awards for me. Before I get into that, though, there's a couple of thank yous. I want to thank you for coming back and hosting again. And JJB, brilliant job. Thank you very much. a very big thank you to the events and marketing and comms team at UK Coaching for putting this evening's awards on. And actually, a massive event to the whole of the UK Coaching team, because as everybody knows, it's been a tough couple of years and we're still going through some difficulties now with the financial recession coming, but the team have been solid. They've shown what a lot of the coaches have talked about tonight. They've shown resilience and persistence in being here for the coach. UK Coaching exists to celebrate you and to talk about all of the magic Christmas dust that's in the room right now. And our job is to spread some of that knowledge and that learning to support other coaches to be the best they can be. But more than that, we're also to support coaches here when it goes wrong. And it's one of our commitments to be here for the coach that very much in the future we will be here right behind every coach, not just in the room, but right across the UK.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. And I said at the start of this, the coaching chain is my favourite award of the night because of just the journey that it represents and what it recognises and how special and how important is the event actually for UK coaching, this award?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I think Jim Hunter, Lifetime Achievement Award winner this evening, hit the nail on the head for me when he said it's about a journey. And what this is that magical journey of an athlete or a team whereby the coaches, multiple coaches have been behind that journey, and it's almost been a seamless journey for that individual or that team. So I think this is a huge award, and it shows the power of not just coaches in any one domain, but actually the collective, because it can't be achieved at the pinnacle of anybody's career if you haven't got the coaches that precede that. So I think this is probably the most powerful award for me in recognising the whole of the coaching chain that have brought about success, whether that's personal or world-class performance.
And how do you think it now moves the future forward of coaches in the UK? You know, how are we looking at this now, especially coming off the back of the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think he's not here now, but there's a coach developer that's in the FA, and one of the things that we talked about earlier was how do we make sure that it's more available to more people? And he looks at diversity and inclusion, and he was asked in a conference that I was at, well, what do we do? How do we do that? And his answer was, just try harder. And that stayed with me. I think we just need to try harder to make sure it's more accessible to more people from more diverse communities.
Brilliant stuff. And Mark, tonight, I mean, everyone's back in the room. It must feel good to finally get people back in the room and to be able to celebrate. How much are you enjoying yourself and loving tonight?
Yeah, I think now that we're here, a lot more. But coaching's about people, and I think everybody said it tonight, it's about people. And sport and physical activity is a fantastic environment to capture people. It's not the only environment, so coaching exists outside of our world, but this is probably the most magical environment that I think we work in, and we're privileged to support so many of the coaches in the room and so many coaches across the UK to do what they do to support people to be the best version of them.
Brilliant stuff. And UK Coaching, as always, doing a brilliant job. But you're staying with us for now. He's going to help me present these awards. So for the final time tonight, let's see some inspirational coaches.
Coaching chain. Laura Unsworth, MBE. Great Britain's most decorated hockey athlete of all time. Laura Unsworth cemented her champion-level career when she won gold at the Rio de Janeiro 2016 Olympic Games. Laura's composure and ability to read a game, paired with her unmatched tough tackling and ironclad determination, has enabled her to win over 300 caps for England and Great Britain. Peter Westbrook. Laura's illustrious hockey journey began in the little town of Sutton Coldfield in the West Midlands, where she met coach Peter Westbrook. Peter helped encourage her and her teammates to fall in love with the sport in a friendly and fun environment. Jane Sixsmith, MBE. At Sutton Coldfield, Laura then linked up with Olympic Games bronze medalist and hockey idol Jane Sixsmith. Jane's success in the sport had inspired Laura to play hockey, and the opportunity to be coached by her was a dream come true. That experience, and the later chance to play alongside her, ensures that to this day, Jane remains a key and supportive mentor in Laura's career. Tim Barlow. Laura ascended through the Midlands hockey system and was fast-tracked into Tim Barlow's Development Coaching Centre. Tim was immediately impressed by her hunger and ability to read a game. Jerome Gowdy. At Loughborough University, head coach Jerome Gowdy introduced Laura to the hard work required to reach the very top. On Jerome's hockey programme, Laura's technical and physical skills developed significantly. Danny Kerry, MBE. Laura moved swiftly through the ranks and into the England and Great Britain senior hockey teams, where she linked up with head coach Danny Kerry. As part of England's young and hungry squad, Laura became a catalyst for their transformation into the new faces of English and British hockey. Karen Brown, MBE. She faced a baptism of fire at the 2009 Sydney Champions Trophy, where she doubted her own ability and even said to England and Great Britain coach Karen Brown, "Will I ever be good enough to play international hockey?" Karen knew at that moment that Laura didn't just want to compete at the highest level. She wanted to win at the highest level. Craig Parnham. Craig Parnham started coaching Laura in 2007 when he was head coach of the England under-21 team. After seeing her passion and enjoyment for the sport, Craig knew she would have a long career. David Ralph. Laura reached the pinnacle of hockey when she claimed gold at the Rio Olympic Games. England hockey coach David Ralph continues to inspire her to improve and adapt her game, challenging and supporting her to continue to work hard and strive to achieve her very best.
Wow, amazing, amazing. But unfortunately, not all of our winners can be here tonight, but please do welcome to the stage just some of the 2022 Coaching Chain winners. I mean, why we love the Coaching Chain Award, because it just goes to show, like Mark said, there's an absolute journey that the athlete and the coach have to go on. I'm going to ask you all the same question. I want to see if it's the same kind of answer. But what did Laura actually teach you as a coach?
Teach me as a coach. She had an incredible passion for the game. I think the time when I kind of saw it was we played the women's team at Loughborough against the men's team, and there was complaints of hitting the ball too hard, rough tackling, and that was from the guys about Laura. So her real passion for the game, and as I said in the video, is that she really wanted to do everything she could do to be the best and reach the top.
Brilliant. And for yourself, what did Laura teach you? What did you go on to do after Laura went through your ranks?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Okay, of course. What did you go on to do after coaching someone like Laura? What did she teach you?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Nothing, no. Sorry about that. So, she was just a lovely gal, and she kept at it. I think her attitude, actually, and... yeah, lovely. And I just wanted to say something. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
That, and it hasn't been said, that actually a lot of players or athletes go through dark spells, and they get low and they don't achieve. But actually, it's about pushing them up and you know, restoring their confidence. And I think she was very. She just got on with it and developed it. But all these people here, they're marvellous, aren't they? And Jim Hunter, I was very inspired with him, and Aston from Birmingham, Sutton Coldfield. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm hogging.
No, it's fine.
Hogging
it's fine. You deserve. You're an award winner. And for yourself, Tim, when you think about Laura and you think about the journey that she's been on, how proud are you of her?
Yeah, Laura arrived in my academy as a
bundle of energy at 10 years old. Ferocious energy, I have to say, and it was trying to put that in the skills and the level that I worked with her for 5 years until she was 16, then she left. But she was obviously going to be a super player, that you knew that from the beginning.
Brilliant stuff. Well, this is your Coaching Chain Award winners. You've got more to say.
Where did she get that ferocious energy from?
All I mean.
Sutton Coldfield.
Sutton Coldfield. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, your Coaching Chain winners of 2022. Now, unfortunately, Laura, with a super packed schedule, of course, of training, is unable to be with us tonight, but she did record this message.
So, Peter Westbrook, my first hockey coach, thank you very much, because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be standing here now. You were the one that made me love the sport, and I wanted to come down every Sunday morning to play hockey. I obviously progressed through the ranks and then joined the Midlands under-14 team under the eye of Tim Barlow. Tim, I remember our Sunday morning sessions at King Edward's where you had us running bleep tests, doing skills multiple times, and thank you to you, my technical ability is high up there. I then went to Loughborough University and met up with Jerome Gowdy. I think university can always be quite tricky, but Jerome was there to help me along the way to make sure that I could combine my studies and hockey. I made my England and GB debut in 2008, and thank you to Danny Kerry for giving me my first cap and also for giving me all the opportunities that I've had ever since, playing under him in London 2012 and Rio 2016 where we won a gold medal. And then there's you, Karen, who always taught me never to take myself too seriously while I'm playing hockey. I think my favourite memory is we're out in Argentina and someone might have fallen off the seat while making all the subs. Don't want to mention any names. Karen? And then there was Spud, or Craig Parnham to everybody else, who I have really enjoyed playing for you and always want to do well for you. My highlight was probably our trip to Australia as an under-21 team in 2009. And then Ralphie, who has the pleasure of coaching me at this moment in time. I know I might not be the easiest person to coach, but I definitely value everything that you're trying to still teach me at the grand old age of 34. And then how could I forget Jasper, or Jane Sixsmith? For a young girl growing up in Sutton Coldfield, she was a massive hero and legend of the town, and she won a bronze medal in Barcelona Olympics. And now, how times has changed, it is now me coaching her young daughter. My coaches have helped me become the player I am today, so a massive thank you to each and every one of them. Have a wonderful evening tonight, and thank you yet again for everything you've done for me.
Well, lovely, lovely message. Fantastic. Thank you again to Mark Gannon. And a huge congratulations once again to our 2022 coaching chain. We've had an absolutely amazing night. On behalf of all the finalists and everyone at UK Coaching, I'd like to thank everyone who submitted a nomination, and for the judging panel for making the difficult decisions and crowning our winners tonight. I'd also like to thank my co-host for the evening, the wonderful, wonderful JJB. Running his toes all night, running from table to table, speaking to as many of you as possible, and of course doing some incredibly important work over there at Leeds Rhinos. And a shout out to all of our sponsors for making tonight so special. It's been incredible, it's been inspiring, and it's been a pleasure to be able to host this fantastic celebration of great coaching, something so personal to my own heart. And if you've had a great night, please do let us know your thoughts on social media. Of course, use the hashtag UK Coaching Awards. In a moment, we'd like JJB and our winners to come back on stage for some photographs. While this is happening, I invite you all to head to the bar, for after-event celebrations. Be warned, the bar closes at 12:30. That's 2 hours, okay? So don't miss out on those last orders. Before all of that, though, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation one last time for our finalists and for our winners. Tonight's winners could now please make their way to the stage with their awards, please. That would be fantastic. To everyone else, good night, and thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas.